from his roamer. So Onyx, what do you think about the picks? Claude is still there, but again, it's not
Beatrix?
It's not going to be a good pick. Maybe
Was
Beatrix as well.
Beatrix is a good shout there.
Oh,
The Lo Yi. And again, this might be a bait. Again, the Valentina can still go in the XP if Onyx pick up the Lucas. They banned out CC and Phobia, so the idea is pick up Lucas.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you want to pick it up when you see if there's a possible Valentina, they don't go for the Brody. They go for a safe Bruno pick here. And the last pick for Ryota will not be a Lucas. It will be a Hilda up against the Joy. But now Dewa can just go for Prio in the XP. They have a Godtot in Rome together with Lo Yi. They've already secured mid Prio there. Now for XP, what do they go for fast click? Hey, can Dewa go for the Lucas?
I believe they can. And, you know, they still have a lot of utility built into the Lucas right now. He actually does a lot more AoE damage with the changes to his ultimate too. So if they're trying to go for a big combo, AOG into the Yin Yang effect into the blast, oh man, that's a dangerous combo. And Onyx have a backline carry that can be boxed in with the diversions.
Oh man, Onyx, it almost seems like they set up for this Lucas pick, for Dewa's Lucas pick.
Yikes.
Arashi, is this another ego draft for Onyx?
Oh man.
Can you call it an ego draft? I mean, I'm not quite sure. I feel like initially the Suya Jawhead, it's a great combo. We've seen it come through before. But from the Sicilian pick onwards, it just seems a bit lackluster, man. Oh boy, I wonder how this is going to play out.
Bruno's going to have to be a Ballon d'Or winner. He's going to have to show that Ballon d'Or performance, man, if he wants to win out. I mean, the counter index and the lineup rating favors Onyx, so realize it's all smiles. But it is a new patch. Maybe the counter index is wrong. Maybe they haven't adjusted for this new patch. Ladies and gentlemen, you see the wings of MPL ID, and we're going to fly right into the Land of Dawn for Onyx versus Dewa straight off the patch. Week 3, day 1.
Ladies and gents, welcome to the Land of Dawn as the Sky Kings descend to face the gods. So far, winless for Onyx, and this is where they want to look for their first win ever in MPL ID Season 15.
With the Jawhead in Tao, I think Onyx has a great chance here to just force the fast clears, trying to find ways to invade. Especially early on though, they gotta be careful because with Octa on that Lo Yi, that's a lot of damage. With the Kacha being the roamer as well, I think Dewa has a lot of more skirmish potential in the early game. But we'll have to see with the fast rotations that Ryota can do on that Hilda. Maybe, right, the Jawhead and Hilda activity might be enough to stifle Dewa's early game presence.
Oh, look at CW!
Oh, very low. Still able to dodge maybe, and maybe it's just a beast with the Granger again having that control over towards Onyx CW.
Oh man, that was a tough one. Arashi, Bruno versus Granger. Is this how we expect it to play out?
I mean, the Granger is still very much a strong pick right here. I think if both teams were trying to bully each other, I think the Granger does have the edge. But looking at the emblems here, Octa running that Inspire that now gives mana, so more spammability in the early game. But along with that, that's a pull yourself together for Keyboy. That's going to be a dangerous tool because we know Keyboy and those big moments, man. He just knows where to find them.
Yep. Also, the Inspire coming down for Mr. Octa in the mid lane. A bit more mana regen. Definitely needs it as a Lo Yi here if he's going to constantly be spamming out those skills out and about. Turtle 1 seems pretty good for Onyx. You know, the Sky Kings have built the foundation of a camp to try to siege this turtle.
They have control over the turtle as well. Lucas still down below, and look at Keyboy. The zoning potential with the Jawhead is very, very good. Ryota as well is joining onto this turtle fight, so this might be where it gets contested. Mueza though, close to the corner. Ray coming in with the electrifying beat, and there goes the launch inside. Kyrie able to get the retribution down, but the fight continues. Keyboy having to face the wrath of Mueza. The blast is not enough to take him down by Ryota in the back, still able to control deep, and first blood, even a double kill for Kyrie on to boot towards Onyx.
Dewa United got baited into that skirmish. Well played from Keyboy with a great ejector.
It was a great effort from Mueza there, but oh, hang on a second. Keyboy!
Ejector again, and Ryota is here to just welcome Chorizo into his open arms, as well as there goes Sans and Onyx again with another kill.
Like I said, it was a great effort from Mueza. He got the taunt off onto Kyrie, I believe, but then the turtle wasn't low enough for Wei to go for the steal. So you can say it's a bit of a miscoordination, but Mueza wasn't level 4 either before that fight began. So Onyx did a great job securing an EXP advantage through the rotations Now Dewa on the back foot, gotta be careful. Onyx has a great amount of snowballing potential as well. Especially if Ryota gets out of control, that can mean that Octa and Ray won't be allowed to play the game with the Hilda zoning.
Disastrous start for Dewa United here as we get into the 3rd minute of the game. It's interesting to see that Dewa wanted to contest for the neutral objective despite it being a Suyo Jawhead, despite it being, you know, pretty bad on their front for the contest, and especially because Octa just recalled.
Yeah, they did. Fun predictions.
Wow.
Play the new application, go play. I want to try
Realize?
your way. I want to try your way,
Arashi?
Miracle. Let's jinx it. Who knows?
Right, it's a 3v3. It's me, Ranger Mas, and Onwawa against Lim Kochul, Realize, and Arashi. Oh, okay, what's behind this prediction, Arashi?
Well, I kind of want to see it happen, right? Dewa
yo.
getting the upset against Onyx will be a great storyline. So I'm rooting for the underdog right here. But, you know, if Onyx makes a recovery, by all means, they also deserve it. They're going through a lot right now.
The underdogs, or as Moreno would call them, the underground. The underground? Up top, though, you can see that maybe spinning up in lane, but that's a 2-level lead on the Sky King.
Another rumble in the jungle. Ryota again behind the bush. He controls it deep. Ueza wants to zone out Onyx. This turtle still up for grabs. Rizzo, though, has Prio from behind.
Let's see. Turtle being contested again. Oh, man, maybe. Double aiding now. Unstoppable force down below. Big ults used.
They have control. Ryota just jumping from the back. Oh, the Sanguine Claws. So good from Sans as he pops the Bat Feast. And Mueza is running low on HP. Ryota so crazy. Just zoning out Mueza and the entirety of Dewa United.
Super sustainable, man. This Ryota guy. Super tanky Keyboy. Oh, great cancel on the conceal from Maybe. And maybe he's the shining glimmer of hope currently for Dewa United. They got to play for Maybe. They failed 2 neutral objectives. If they double down again on the next neutral objective, Arashi, maybe he's going to lose out that window to even snowball.
Diversion play from the back. This might be a call to arms. Sans is there, and Ryota again just putting it out. Onyx, they have their guardian angel, and that man is Ryota.
That went to the skies, Arashi.
That's unfortunate, man. Octa stepping up forward ahead from the team, not lending the yin-yang effect that's required to start off that fight. The lack of engager was really harming Dewa. Onyx are just sitting back, waiting for a big moment to arrive with the ejector and the Sanguine Claws. They don't really have to force anything, but Umueza stand by here.
Here they go. Oh my god, there goes the unstoppable force, but maybe picks up a kill. Ryota dives from the back, and TW is given on a silver platter. That kill towards him, and Sans gets the turret. Onyx pounced back.
There's no trade. Onyx made sure of it. Kyrie made sure of it. Down below he goes as Ryota walks up. Man, we were talking about their synergy. How do they adapt together so far? It's instant.
Doing great right now. Actually moving in unison, but look at CW.
Oh, he's very low. CW has to run, but no, he wants to play football, but Cerezo says no. And there goes Mueza with the AOG as Onyx. They disengage, and Dewa might second chance this. Kyrie in front, not going to re-aggress any further.
They might have to look for more though. With the turtle spawning in 9 seconds here, Dewa has used 3 ultimates. They gotta try and use this momentum when CW isn't on the field to try and find something. Because otherwise, it really wasn't as impactful of a pickoff.
Oh, Ryota so deep towards Dewa's faces. Keyboy might come to the backup, and no. Just trying to toss Ryota back, and another turtle dance on the cards for both teams.
Look at how fast Ryota just gets back to full again. Kyrie's second item picked up. That's the War Axe on top of the Hunter Strike. And I think Onyx have already neutralized Dewa's poke. Maybe can't really poke on Ryota, right? I mean, you can constantly just regen. Dewa, despite all of our warnings, they still want to go Turtle 3.
Running in too deep is Ryota again. AOG to the back. It's going not to hit anyone, but Ray gets Ryota. CW still dancing. Keyboy as well, just joining up the fray. And there goes CW hitting the balls left and right. Cerezo has to run for the hills. The blast only to zone out CW. Turtle again, so clean for Onyx.
That's Ray taken out as well though. Onyx should be able to get this turtle no problem at all. Dewa, despite having the right tools, the right burst, you can see that Keyboy did not last long at all, but they're really struggling to find the right targets in these fights. And they have not been able to use the diversion as efficiently as you would expect. They need that diversion to come through right now if they want to try and overturn this game against Onyx.
Down below, a turret as well, this time going to the Sky Kings as they continue the siege, it seems, on Dewa. And Remember, guys, it's a completely different game. Now, if you're only leading by 3,000 gold, usually when you have this kind of composition, you want to be leading with more, right? I mean, in the early game. But now with the Lord changes, it's fine. You already have this much control, you have this much tempo on the map. That Lord, the new one, will start charging, even the first one onwards, guys. It's no longer a 12-minute Lord that just charges in, and it's non-stop charging. Gets a charge on turret 1, it'll continue to charge turret 2, and then into tier 3.
This forces Dewa to play proactive as well to stop the rampage of Onyx. They siege the middle turret. Look at Keyboy again with the concealed play, just trying to taunt the players of Dewa.
And Onyx can dish back the equal amount of poke right now with Sans, with 7 assists. Not really killing a lot of members, but looking at the gold, he's actually number 4 on the board. So, very respectable amounts of damage coming through. Only with the glowing wand right now, but I think soon he's going to finish a Wishing Lantern. Just as I say so, that's the Wishing Lantern for Sans. So if you thought that Dewa was losing out in the poke game just now, it's going to get even worse for now.
Glowing Wand, Elegant Gem, and then the Wishing Lantern. So, yeah, man, a lot of mana regen for the Sicilian. Never has to recall the below 7 currently. Stat line from Mr. Sans, Mr. James Sans.
James Bond.
Or Sans Bond, I don't know. You make it up, CW is the only guy who doesn't have a lead in Onyx, but it's completely fine. It's a Bruno, right? All you need to do is farm and farm and farm, and then later you will deal more consistent damage.
Yeah, and his damage has been surmountable, to be honest, in the skirmishes happening so far. So at least that's a good sign for Onyx, even if their gold later is losing gold, but at least the damage is still there for Onyx.
And I mean, he's losing in gold, but it's not even a crazy amount. It's below 1k right now. So Onyx definitely still has the edge, especially with CW reaching the 2-item power spike. Berserker's Fury and has claws, the core items for the Bruno right here. So in a long drawn-out fight, Onyx might still have more of an advantage in the gold lane, despite the fact that maybe is ahead. Only one or maybe one, if not 2 stacks on that Sky Piercer as well. See, the diversion used for rotations now won't be able to be used for a pick-off tool as Keyboy and Ryota just zones everyone, man.
Mueza comes with the taunt. Keyboy so low, taken down by Mueza. Ryota still frontlining for Onyx. The AOG dodged by Sans. He's able to pop the Bat Feast. Still looking for kills, but no. They have to wait for Keyboy to reset because they need that pick-off potential. However, Dewa, they might want to reactivate this Lord. They will try to move an inch closer. Ryota still just running around rampantly, just zoning out Dewa United.
A window opened, but it closed instantly. Onyx, right as they lost Keyboy, they fell back. They didn't, make the mistakes that we've seen in week 1, week 2. Way more clinical already here, Onyx. Is it just a change of Ryota that has sharpened their decision-making? Wow.
I mean, one member alone can't have that big of a difference. And now the wave on the bottom side has bounced back in favor of Onyx. So now Dewa are the ones working against the clock. And look at the poke coming through. Mueza. Ooh.
Half HP.
Yeah, it's getting low by the second. Sans also has the same poke. Ryota again just bouncing around. And Kyrie able to grab the first Lord of this patch.
We see a glimpse of what Onyx truly is here in Game 1 against Dewa United. Their clinical macro as they play around the map, that perfect neutral objective game. We don't see a 12,000 gold lead. Usually Prime Onyx would have it, but this is a rebuilding Onyx.
They're doing just great right now. And even when they do fall back, like you mentioned, Mirko, they seem to actually know what to do immediately. So the foreplanning is just going so well. But look at this, Ryota, way too tanky, no way.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine, just trying to open up the bush, and this is what the Hilda really gives you, right? That vision advantage. If you want to face check the bushes, and here comes their siege towards the middle turret. Unstoppable force towards the backside, maybe steals Keyboy, and Keyboy has gone the AOG flickered away by Sans. The Sanguine Claws will lock Mueza in place, and the double kill for Sans connects, and Ryota just again causing a ruckus in the back line.
A bit of a miscommunication there from Mueza and Chorizo. Chorizo went to, 3 members. Mueza tried to go for the solo Sans ult. I don't think he would even be able to threaten Sans there, but definitely a miscommunication, but Onyx capitalized instantly. Luckily for Dewa, they're able to defend though, and Ray,
what a play, CW so low. Kyrie comes in with a Soul Sever, not enough to kill the players of Dewa as they try to move back. Defensive maneuver from the gods.
All right, knowing the new Lord, Arashi, was that value with the new Lord, or is that not value?
I feel like they could have gotten more value, the fact that they were able to hang on to all 3 of their base turrets despite being at a gold deficit there, I think it's still very good for them. So Onyx, I feel like that initial fight was kind of rash by Keyboy, but because of the reaction of Dewa, like you mentioned, maybe overextending a bit, they were able to actually be fine off the back of that play. But if they want to get a clean finish on this game, they gotta make sure that they're on the same page right there. And maybe rely more on San's poke instead of Keyboy's pickoff. Because he just picked up a lightning truncheon, man. He has a ton of damage right now. And even CW, right before the previous fight, has already picked up a Malefic gun. So when they want to play this slow, long, drawn-out range game, Onyx has an abundant advantage right now.
Oh, 226 stacks as well. Got the roam boots too there to, you know, add on to the goal that you get with the assist. He got 7 already, so I mean, that's quite a lot of value that he's gotten with the roam boots. Lightning truncheon now to add on to the list of items that he has. I feel for Mueza and Chorizo now, man. I mean, what are you going to itemize for? He has an Athena, he has an Anti-Curse, and now he's like, I got to get a Blade Armor too. CW is dealing so much damage. I got to get a Radiant to deal with late game Suns.
I mean, some of them might actually go for the Twilight Armor as well. Considering the kind of damage they're getting from CW and San, it's all above 1k, dude. It's just big chunks of damage. But Mueza, unable to find anything. Now the slow burn continues, and it favors Onyx. They are the ones who have to try and make something happen, but the window is so small, man, and Onyx are just not showing it very often.
Feels like the patch never changed, and again, back to the passive, aggressive playstyle we are used a few days ago, a few weeks ago. As the Lord so low and Kyrie easily snatches it from the hands of Dewa, but Mueza wants to move forward. Sans is able to take him down at CW though, with the balls to just kick away Dewa back to their base.
Gatot Kacha is a horrible solo engager. You need someone to follow it up, or you need someone to start things up. He's the follow-up. And Chorizo was in no position to actually battle it out. Ray, though, has the pressure up top.
Comes Onyx. They charge with the Lord. This might be the end of it, but no. They still have minions that they have to clear. The Lord stalled from the Crystal of Dewa United, and they might just move back, and Dewa able to defend their base.
That's a great Dragon Spear from Onyx, though. They don't want to stop the siege.
What's going on? Maybe so low with the poke coming in from Onyx as they pounce forward. The minions in the mid lane still marching onto the Crystal as CW just shoots those auto attacks towards the turret. The turret second down the bottom, able to fall. The topside turret as well next in the menu as Dewa scramble around in desperation. They need a Hail Mary play. Might come from Ray, but no, it's all cancelled, and Onyx are content with what they're able to get.
The base turret on the side of the Lord spawning, not ideal, but better, much better than nothing. 9k gold lead. That one bad impact that landed on Maybe kind of forced Dewa to play really passively for a while and allow CW to slowly but surely siege the turret, and they're going for the same approach here.
The claws towards Mueza. Keyboy might look for a flank angle, but conceal. But no, Dewa steal! Just locked in place with the claws and the bad impact combo. Sans is just an absolute monster in the late game.
The endless siege from the Sky Kings. Dewa United, they're stuck now with a very, very low base turret. And they're just going to be caged in. A diversion goes in, but oh man, that is one very...
Oh, Chorizo so low! The evil Queller not enough to take him down, but the ball's just bouncing. The Worldy still able to just let Chorizo go back to the base and a heal for now.
It's a lot of stacks for Maybe, but what is the stacks gonna do if the front to back can't even begin? Every single time the front to back looks okay, want to get a different angle. Ryota starts cutting in between. Bloodwings for Sans.
Oh man, the Bloodwings and the Divine Glaive as well. 0 deaths and all the damage right now. A full build Sicilian. If Dewa United want to win this, they got to do something drastic. With the kind of engages they have, it has to be an all or nothing play. If they win, it's going to be a massive win. If they lose, it's going to look like a stomp. But at this point, they've backed themselves into a corner. 9k gold deficit with 10 seconds on the Lord. If they want to let this one go, then the next Lord push will be it. Onyx will be able to end off it. Certainly.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the 8th. If they want to wait 20 seconds, it's going to be the new Evolved Lord, right? It's not even called the Evolved Lord. I believe it's a Summoned Lord. That's when you have the damage reduction. Finally, a diversion play.
Diversion from the back.
Did Kyrie shoot them?
Did he? I think Kyrie spotted them. I think he did.
They're all spotted. Their plans foiled.
Ray.
And this Lord, they have to dance over it. Ray just running around. Keyboy locks him in place. And there goes Kyrie, guns blazing. Ray is gone as Onyx pounds forward. Mueza gone. AOG defensively all cancelled. And Ryota alone in the back. He was the Omega. Now he's the Alpha. Just running around Dewa. And the Lord secured by Onyx. It's all coming up roses for them.
What a read, a bird's eye view from Kyrie that spots out the diversion. That was the only proactive diversion play this game, and Dewa, they might just lose right here.
This just might be the end. Oh my god! The poke towards Horizo with the crystal falling as well. And Onyx, this might be the turning point as a methodical and clinical game 1 is able to hand them the victory.
A step closer to regaining the glory that they lost. They are currently 0-3 in matches. They have gone games before. Let's not celebrate too quick though, because Onyx, they gotta go back to the drawing books and keep whatever plan they had for game 1 into game 2. That was Onyx.
That was a clean performance we've come to expect from the Sky Kings. Not letting Dewa get even the slightest bit of advantage. The snowballing shut down, the rotations shut down, the diversion shut down, and of course that siege. Initially we thought that with the Granger, it's gonna be a siege game.
Actually, for right as we got closer.
That's how phones operate to pick between the two.
Together?
I like that angle. I mean, back to old school Keyboy. Kacha again being picked up for Keyboy.
Interesting. Okay, going for the Gato. They're sticking with this template of good sustain, but now they can pressure with the Chushin and then use the Gato to stop the all-ins, because that's how you do with a Chushin. Don't let her stick the lantern in your face. Jump on her. Now if you jump on her, there are taunts coming in. There's the Avatar coming in. Now for Dewa, they're doubling down on the all-in, bro. Badang and the Lunox.
Wow. Dewa United there challenging Onyx. The Granger was left up for grabs the entire time. I have gotten so used to the Granger being banned out in first phase or picked up in first phase that whenever it comes to second, I don't expect it. Granger, last pick. Welcome to the new patch, ladies and gentlemen. A new change already. What do you think about the drafts, Mr. Realize?
I don't know. I mean, it's so weird to see Granger being last picked. The Lunox might be a curveball as well, as it makes it a debut pick. An MPL ID Season 15, we'll just have to see.
Oh, what about you, Arashi?
I feel like the pressure is on Dewa to make the game work in their favor. If they're able to actually get ahead, they have a ton of good pick-off tools, and they have the damage, especially with the Lunox, to melt down these beefier frontliners that allowed Onyx to get so much control earlier in game number 1. But if the game kind of defaults back to a standard, a long, slow burn, Onyx will get this one again, dude.
Let's see if the Sky Kings can get their first match victory here in the land of Dawn. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2. Onyx versus Dewa.
See how this one goes, man. Onyx will definitely be the ones aggressing here. You can see Sans already being pesky with that lantern flare. I think the side lanes have a lot to do with the success rate of this game. But for Dewa, they're the ones who want to be proactive here. They want to use that Cho, they want to use that Badang and find moments. But if they're not careful and they get roped into fights that are a bit long and drawn out, that's where that Chushin, that Gato can just do so much more. Dewa needs to kind of get a clean, clean play. Get it in, get it done, get out.
Take a look at the emblems, Mr. Man. Sans focusing mark, juice in. Okay, the new changes for the focusing mark. Now, why has he gone for focusing mark?
Oh, hang on a second.
Chorizo, so low, fist crack. Rather, fist break open. And Finch poised defensively. Ryota again just wreaking havoc. Opening up spaces for Keyboy to enter the fray.
Alright, so the focusing mark Chushin tech. First of all, it's focusing mark on the target you're lifting makes sense. It synergizes well with the playstyle of the Chushin. On top of that, now it gives you movement speed, 10%. That can be used to go in or get out. So for the Chushin, it's just more mobility, more chase. So it's a great take at the mobility style of the Chushin. Looking at the audience predictions, they seem to like Onyx's situation a lot better.
Yep, I mean after winning game 1 in such a dominant fashion, does seem to be a-okay. And again, oh dude, focusing mark on Juicin is so easy to put down, right? He's like, yeah, this one. knock him up, and then the entire team gets the benefits here. So, Turtle 1. Some rotations here and there. Onyx definitely first again to rotating. Ryota's gonna hit level 4. Sans though is actually not going to.
Early Ling has, you know, Kyrie on the back foot, of course, but he's gonna farm up to a bunch. Purple buff as well secured for Kyrie and Ray respectively. Skiboy just disengages. Another turtle fight happening soon. Skiboy might be caught in the process. Octa comes close and Sans might reposition. Keyboy just looking for an angle, but not yet with the AOG, so it's gonna be hard. But Kyrie comes in with the Finch Poise as well, jumping in to find Blades. He's trying to take down. Brilliance popped by Octa defensively. Turtle, of course, in the grasp of Onyx as they take this away.
This time, Dewa United will not force out that battle of the first turtle. Onyx!
Oh, Kyrie knocked up, has to run away, but there goes the kick. Perfect fist crack as well to take down Ryota as Dewa strike 2.
Calculated Dewa United. Already a 180 from game 1.
That's the damage we're talking about coming in from Dewa United. Onyx get the neutral objective, but they stuck around. Ray was just farming the whole time as well, so overall, not a bad trade for Dewa to take at all. Onyx to be careful, man. That's the kind of damage we're talking about. As Sans forced to use with... Oh, hold on a second.
There's a beacon, Mueza able to just dodge out of the taunt of Keyboy. And Onyx back to square 1.
Uh-oh, things not going as planned for Onyx here. That was a great kick from Mueza, by the way. Let's set that up. Now, fist crack.
This break as well. Ryota has nowhere to go. Backup arrives and Octa is on a killing spree. 3-0. What does this tell you, Arashi?
I mean, it tells you that Octa has damage on this Lunox, man. No surprise, but man, Onyx are definitely paying the price for it. Sans, for the most part, I think he's getting the better wave clear, but Dewa is sending Mueza to actually clear the mid lane in place of Octa so he can roam around more efficiently. So they're getting a bit of a rotational advantage, something they didn't really have in game number 1, and it's paying off great.
Oh man, look at Chorizo already. I don't know how much of a lead he has over Ryota, but Ryota's currently 0-2 and 0. Chorizo got a lot of hits on that plating up top. 27 seconds for the turtle, second one of the game, and it does seem like they will have more control. Mueza?
So aggressive, looking for the kick. The Keyboy comes in, can't do anything. He's so low. AOG is going to save him as Kyrie comes close. His blade's very dull. No damage just yet as Chorizo able to disengage with a fist crack, or rather the fist break. And Ryota unable to follow up as well. Maybe 1v1 with the Zenith Blade, or rather, the Zaman Force, sorry.
Wow. Dewa United, they just brawled up against Onyx. They got the advantages. No Revitalize for Keyboy, no AOG, and no Crimson Beacon for Sans.
Oh no, Keyboy has to step forward. Turtle so low, pull inside with the kick. And Octa again, a mega kill for him. That was the Blades, and Kyrie still able to steal the Retribution. He's back like he never left, but still, Ryota has to jump forward. Dewa keeping him at bay. Ryota unable to push further.
It was all so good for Dewa, but then Kyrie walked in, stole the turtle. That's the composure of Kai, and that is Onyx savior currently. This gold lead certainly should be up in the thousands for Dewa.
I mean, against Chorizo, against Mueza, so many threats, and Kyrie still finds an opening to get in there. While it was happening, though, I think we saw maybe just get a lot of gold in that engagement from the bottom side. So not all went south for Dewa right there. But Onyx, they scale very, very well as well. So Dewa, they're again working against the clock. They have to find ways to translate some of these pickoffs into something more of a structural advantage.
Skypiercer for CW. And Dewa United are just playing it super slow. They know that they can scale pretty well too. I mean, they have a Harith and a Lunox. Is the pressure on Onyx, or is it just equal as they continue to scale?
I think with Kyrie being on the Ling, with that macro presence, with the Finch Poise, I feel like Dewa are the ones with a bit more urgency, and they have more tools anyway. So Onyx, they want these drawn-out fights where Sans can be active with this Lantern Flare, but Dewa are just not allowing it. Even when they do send someone in front, oh hang on, it's Mueza with the mobility.
Has to run away, but Mueza is just such a pesky player to deal against. And just buying so much time for Dewa as well, as they will charge back. Onyx knows what they're up to.
Okay, so the big lead is on Chorizo as expected. It's Chorizo who holds most of the lead for Dewa United. And that's not the best. they need to start getting turtles. They need to get some more gold on the rest of the team, because if this continues, I think Onyx are fine with, you know, the 4-0 stat currently. They're equal. They're literally on par. It's just the XP, and I think Onyx are fine with Ryota being behind.
You're seeing this approach from Dewa that they want to have pressure on all lanes. They're leaving maybe a lot of time to just push out. And now look at this, Mueza taken very low. That made me Dewa losing control.
So much control relinquished for Dewa. As Onyx still holding steadfast closely towards Keyboy with the kick is Mueza coming in. And now they want to pound forward maybe in the backline. Still dancing around behind the blades and Zaman Force. Cooldown reduction still. Turtle left unattended to.
It's the instant burst. You kick someone and they're dead. Even the Gatot Kacha would revitalize. Keyboy couldn't handle that. Chorizo!
Uh-oh, Ryota has to run from the hills. And he's so low, maybe gets the kill. But here comes the burst from Dewa. Kyrie solo, tempers the place, pop, but CW in the back. Under pressure, maybe! Assassination towards CW. And Dewa, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
It's a great move there for Dewa, especially Octa there. We criticize his performance in game number 1, but hang on a second, Chorizo!
Oh, Kyrie, he's gonna be fine.
But that's gonna buy time though.
Uh-oh, this is First Lord! This is the new Lord!
Kyrie's caged away and Dewa. They run away with this Lord.
Wow!
Retribution, unattended.
They noticed how clinical Onyx was in game 1, and they were like, oh, let's just make it chaotic. Let's brawl it out. If you want to play safe, if you want to play clean, we'll make it dirty.
And they have the tools to make it happen. They thought that the danger was over, Onyx, when they saw Mueza use the Way of the Dragon. That's where Chorizo comes in. You said the gold advantage was high on him, and he's using that to get a Thunderbelt, a Brute Force Breastplate as well. So he has the resistance to crowd control, and he has more movement speed. He is a very reliable secondary engager if Mueza is forced to use his tools on someone else. And the fact that Octa was able to do so much damage and still get a Brilliance Order there, that kind of bought so much time for Dewa to get so much value from Onyx. And now Onyx definitely have to be a bit more careful. If they make a mistake here, it's a couple of turrets going down.
Chorizo's just been so clinical, man. XBTR, by the way, he's been playing it so well with the initiations, the pickoffs, just also very patient in how he uses the fist crack. He'll go for the initial CC, but then he will wait for the final moments before popping out the fist crack so that he can get most out of that CC. Look at the siege from Dewa, and the charge. That charge will be continuous, not just one time. This turret falls, and there will be another charge to follow. Chorizo!
Oh, they have to put this down. Chorizo just zones Keyboy away. The charge might come in, and there goes the turret. Only half HP, though. But the energy is able to be absorbed by the Lord.
And the passive also taken away by Dewa. That's already a great start. On the other side, though, Onyx trying to buy some time with Kyrie's mobility. But again, in the 1v1, it's not really as clear-cut. But technically, Kyrie should have the advantage with the Tempest of Blades output potential. Looking at this game fact by our new application, GoPay.
Red team turret has been
I mean,
destroyed.
Rashi, I'm just looking at it again, and I'm thinking, what if they got Tigreal? What if they got that pull yourself together Tigreal instead of the Gatot Kacha, right? No purifiers on the board, except for maybe here. Would it have stopped a lot of the initiations from Dewa, or is it just not a good pick here?
I feel like it would make Onyx a bit more all-in, and maybe that's what they should avoid. But look at Suns!
Suns! Assassinated AOG defensively, doesn't connect, and there goes the fist cracks. A barrage of punches towards Onyx, and this might be the punch to the gut, the final blow that Dewa might look for. But still, Kyrie causing cuts behind Dewa's backs, and they have to run back. No minions to spawn.
A base turret without a lord. They just picked them off, and the pickoff is so sure. You get a CC tool on anyone, and they are dead. Now the purple buff also. Kai, wow.
Oh,
He gets it.
quick hands.
Quick hands, but 30 seconds. Lord, they will have the tools to burst it down. They have a Lunox.
And there's only 7 seconds to go. Kyrie won't have the retribution available. Now they're stuck in an also quite the awkward spot right here. But they seem content to try and go for some kind of contest right here. Sans already scouting it out. But now they gotta be careful. They've already seen what Mueza can do on this show. And look at the HP bar of the Lord just going down really quick.
5 seconds on Kyrie's retribution.
They have to go big or go home, Kyrie.
Reset.
Might look for the angle, but yeah, the Lord resets. That means Dewa will move back, and Onyx, they have a moment to breathe. A rebreather, much needed one at that. Dewa, they want to dance this the long way.
Yeah, they can play as long as they want. They are having a good day, and so can you with the new Good Day coffee. Go ahead and get your avocado, perhaps, flavor, or I mean, depends on what you want, man. They definitely like the slower kind of coffee here. They're waiting for the slow push up top to get this Lord. Ryota.
Moisa under pressure. Ryota again slashing the axe left and right. Chorizo just keeping Ryota at bay. Kyrie has to come in. The Lord half HP, but not yet a retreat. And again, Dewa, they know the power, but up top, the minions are pushing in.
So smart by Dewa United. Now Kyrie will be the one set.
Oh, the Lord secured Dewa. Methodical, clinical, so clean. The base! The minions are coming in, the crystal! So low, but CW is there to clear it down. And they have to push away the minions.
A complete forced error by Dewa United sends Onyx back to their knees, on their knees. Concentrated energy for maybe.
Longer fights are gonna benefit Dewa right now. They have so much more damage to dish out. Onyx can burst people down, but for the most part, if the fight goes on, with the really hang on a second. Whoa.
Oh, Octa. Brilliance popped defensively.
As long as the fight takes place in the middle of the Zaman Force, in the middle of Octa's Chaos Order, there's just way too much damage, and that's a Divine Glaive as well. One more item to go for Octa to be full items. Look at Dewa grouping around the Lord. What can they do with it?
Dewa. They grasp this with 10 fingers, both hands. CW kick to the back. The Lord is going to march in. Crystal has to be the priority as Keyboy in the back, assassinated by Maybe, and now Dewa want to come in with the assault. Onyx has to defend this, but will they be able to? So low, Kyrie still dancing, but the Crystal falls. And Onyx again hits the floor as Dewa equalize.
Right as the Sky Kings start flying again, they get dragged down to the ground by Dewa. It's not as easy as that. Not in Season 15. Onyx still winless, and Dewa want to continue this streak of good luck, of good fortune in the early weeks. Dewa 1-1, the equalizer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Game 3 on our hands. Dewa, despite getting outplanned, outsmarted in game number 1, they come back with a messy yet clinical approach. Messy.
More time. No, they change a bit. This glue will now be picked up for Onyx, and Dewa now have to decide, will the Banang go roam or XP?
Yep. Interesting indeed, man. This kind of guarantees that Dewa can't really move forward if the glue is zoning away the whole backline. But with their composition right now, if they can get some kind of lockdown, I think it can still be a significant enough burst threat, even if the glue and Jawhead walks up. It's not the same kind of situation like the Hilda in game number 1.
Is it too crazy to go for something like a Terizla? Something that has in the past been a way to deal with the glue, and then up against this kind of composition, maybe you initiate first on the Jawhead and then it loses its value.
I think something with more spammable would be great. The Terizla is cool and all, but only the ultimate as a playmaking tool ain't enough. The Guinevere is gonna be with the spatial migration.
Okay, I mean, same idea. You want to go in first. Yep. Guinevere roam Mueza. We saw Guinevere roam earlier this season. It was Baloyski who picked it up. Didn't get a win on it. Mueza, an ex-Geek Fam Junior player, wants to try the same thing.
Still possible to make plays with the Gwyn as well.
For sure.
Pickoff tool as well is still there with the Requiem. So again, a lot of potential playmaking tools in the hands of Mueza, and that's what you really want to give this guy.
Not to mention the clone left behind. That can take away some of the heat-seeking missile, some of the bat-face damage. So some extra advantage right there. I think now it's a lot more even though. They will actually have the diversion, and they actually have burst damage and the tools to set it up.
Welcome to the Land of Dawn for one last time in this matchup. Onyx versus Dewa. Will the Sky Kings keep their 0-win streak? Or will it be Dewa United crumbling, giving Onyx first win in Season 15?
Well, the O in Onyx stands for 0. 0 Nick still. a possibility, and Dewa might just stop them in their tracks.
Ooh, well, let's see, man. Keep your eyes open for the roamers to make a play, though, and especially with this mid lane. We've seen Octa try and bully Sans on the Sicilian before. Didn't exactly work out. Now, technically, Mueza won't be able to help with the wave clear as well, so we'll have to see if Onyx can get the lean prio. But look at the damage from Maybe, though. That's some real damage. But two pull yourself together for the side of Onyx, by the way. A lot of priority in the flicker availability for Sans and Keyboy.
They've really studied the patch. Going to pull yourself together here for both of them. Yeah, again, safer for Keyboy.
Mueza so low has to be able to run away. The Queller quells down Mueza. First blood for Kyrie.
Great start for the Sky Kings, but it's as expected. A similar start to game 1. Will they keep the lead though?
That's the issue, man. You get the playmaking tools, but you lose the tankiness. And for Dewa, that's dangerous. Onyx winning across the board right here, but Keyboy wants some more.
Cerezo flickers backwards defensively, able to dodge the onslaught of Onyx coming to gank him down.
Great start in the game.
Oh!
Flicker from Maybe. Respecting CW.
Interesting right there. We know the Bruno has almost a bit of a better all-in due to the empowered basic attacks, but I think there's still quite a generous window for Maybe to escape right there, so that was definitely interesting. But the turtle is up right now, and Dewa's jungler isn't nearby.
Prio in the hands of Onyx. Again, Ryota just on the block. The pass connects. Mueza able to spatial migration his way out of that threat, and turtle confirmed for Onyx.
So, Onyx are trying their best to try to invade here, but Dewa are keeping him at bay.
Cerezo so low. Kyrie looks for the Soul Sever as Ryota comes in. First blood, or rather another kill for Onyx as Mueza runs away. Only a clone, and Sans with the impact connects towards Mueza. Kyrie might want more, but no. No overcommitment from the Suyo.
Are getting everything. Onyx now running the game completely.
Just winning it all across the board. Audience prediction is actually quite even by this point. But Dewa, they gotta really respect the pickup potential. This is that Suyo Jawhead Sicilian combo we've been talking about. Oh, they're making a play onto the glue of all things. Not ideal, but at least they're doing something.
Oh, Maybe under pressure again. Keyboy might fall. At least Maybe is able to pick up the kill, but Kyrie will secure himself as well.
This is a massive lead building for Kyrie. He's gonna give CW everything to all of the gold. Up top, Ray trying to go for the invade.
Ryota is just so calm on the glue as Ray is able to steal that away. And Ryota, one thing I want to highlight is the fact that he's able to dodge the fist breaks with his pass, so at least he has that get out of jail free card to dodge the engages from Cerezo.
And he just has so much sustain, so even if Cerezo wants to poke him down, really isn't as simple as it seems. But again, for Dewa, the same issue. This diversion hasn't really been working out for them despite having better tools right now. Onyx are the ones with more pickup potential, more survivability, and more damage too. Octa, careful, you can't walk up like that, especially with Keyboy on the opposing team. They can set up from so far away with the Sanguine Claws as well. You can see they were really trying to respect it, but slowly but surely they are losing control here across the map.
Leads across the board for Onyx here. Every single member holding a lead in. Doesn't look like Dewa can even contest for this turtle. They're gonna have to concede and maybe look for some trades up top. CW.
Oh, CW again able to slide tackle his way out, but not for Ray because he is run down by Ray and Co. Maybe though gets the kill. Another cross map play again by Kyrie. Keyboy chimes in to the fray as Ryota might follow suit, but Dewa, they know their limits.
They're only gonna go and get the kill right there. Immediately a cut coming through for Onyx, so they want to try and get something in exchange.
What? Maybe so low. What is this damage from Sans? He's stepping so far forth, and Sans with the Requiem caught in his regard as Octa gets Keyboy. Ryota has to live to tell the tale. The tale of gods running rampant in the face of the Sky Kings.
Back in the day, you see Onyx with a 3,000 gold lead and you think it's done, it's over. Now you see them with a 3,000 gold lead and you somehow expect the throw. It's not over till it's over now, and that lead has just been depleted by themselves. They forced that.
Especially with Sans going in aggressively there, going with the flicker. It's a great outplay by Maybe, 3-1-0. But look at this play though.
Keyboy
Oh!
again just tossing to the back. Octa is gone as Ryota might want to follow suit. Dewa, they retreat, and retreat. Conceal play might just not turn down the pressure for Onyx as Keyboy might look for more. Too deep towards the turret as Cerezo running away, but he is going to be fine and Dewa lose Octa.
They recover. They recover. That 3,000 gold lead is basically back again. They doubled down on the fight up top, and Kyrie got the objectives down below.
Great solution there by Onyx, but that was a beautiful engage by Keyboy. The unstoppable force into a sideways flicker right onto Octa, knowing the threat of the low Yi in the early game. Looking at some of the items right here, Octa, not even a single item completed just yet. Sans opting for the more conservative option, going for the Blood Wings early, knowing he's dealing with the Joy. He's dealing with a potential Badang set behind him as well. So Onyx definitely wanting to play this game a bit better, a bit more fun to back, but Dewa failed to engage right there.
Yep. Sans flickered out though, so it is a flicker burnt for a flicker. 2 flickers, Moeza and Sans up top of the turret, traded for the turtle. Still definitely valuable for Onyx as they get another perfect turtle.
Almost an imitation of game number 1 where they were able to slay all 3 turtles. Now Onyx get that map control down in the jungle. Dewa has to reclaim this.
I think the diversion kind of hovered over by Octa right there, but the pressure, so much.
Oh, so low, has to run back, but the worldie is there. It's just gonna bounce, and the defenders of the Dewa players, as Keyboy might want to re-aggress the Dewa, create their boundaries.
That was scary, man. Now the purple buff targeted by Onyx, but Dewa trying to strike back.
This is a lot of pressure towards the purple buff. Ray needs this. Ryota jumps in. Kyrie stuck in the middle of no man's land. The fist crack lands as well. Onyx are disintegrating one by one. Maybe shoots his bullet from the back. Ray runs forward. Cerezo is able to dive to the back. It's just Sans alone, having to be the lone wolf. But the wolf is just fed by the predators and Dewa. They win that skirmish with no players falling.
The Sky Kings thought they recovered, but again it happens. The curse of the Sky Kings continue. Every time they're in the lead, they walk up and they get punished. Dewa playing now in the mid game with a choke point, with their win condition. It was just pure AoE in that brawl.
For Onyx, they have the pick-off advantage and they've been using it beautifully throughout the game. But right there, with a 3k gold lead, they went for a fight in the nooks and crannies of the jungle against a Lo Yi, against a Guinevere, against a Joy and a Badang. So much AoE, so much setup, and that was the wombo combo that Dewa were waiting for. Onyx are not out of the game just yet, but that was a massive step backwards.
And you can hear the eruption of fans in the building.
You can hear the silence from the Onyx side as well. That was a heavy blow to their morale for sure, as the Lord is now up, and the wave on the bottom side isn't in anyone's favor just yet, but Moeza is about to change that.
Look at Moeza, he's playing the far lanes. Might invite pressure from Onyx, but at least Dewa has prio on the Lord. Though Kyrie will start a diversion to just hitchhike a ride towards the Lord.
Slow push again for Dewa United. This is deja vu to game 2. Playing it slow, waiting for the slow push. Onyx gonna be decisive. Keyboy!
Oh, Keyboy with the toss towards the back. Cerezo so low, still survives. Not for long. Ryota has to run the grab towards the backline. It's Moeza again. Hitchhiked by Ryota, but he has to go. And now the Lord so low. This is secured by Onyx. Good peel and good initial fight. Lord secured for Onyx.
That was it, man. They knew that the waves were gonna be pushing against them. They know that the diversion is in the picture. Onyx, all they have to do is force that fight. Go for the right member at the right time. By all means, they didn't really get the backline members, but it was just so sudden that Keyboy was able to get things started off for his team. Just like that, that wave on the bottom side neutralized. The diversion, useless in that fight. And Onyx now can siege with Sans picking up the Wishing Lantern. Look at the damage.
Aggressive play towards Keyboy, but they will move back the worldie as well. Next, the Evil Queller is there, and Cerezo has to run for the hills. Ryota again becoming the forefront of the push, and Onyx, they stabilize everything. The bleeding stemmed, and the Lord marching towards the bottom side turret.
In a forced error like that, you just had to be decisive. You have to force a fight or go and commit on the Lord. They decided to go for the fight. Keyboy got them out of that tough situation. And now it's a siege for Onyx. Mueza.
So deep. With the spatial migration unpopped just yet. File and Requiem rather. And now another base defense for Dewa.
And a tier 2 for Ray.
Yeah, Ray just went for the split push angle right here.
Wow.
Base. Ooh, the base passive looking way more effective right now. Wait, Ray, wait a minute.
He's gonna get the Holy Defense as well, so it's 1-for-1 Holy Defense.
Oh!
What is this macro coming out from Dewa, dude?
And the
Diversion to the back. This might
don't know.
spell trouble. Ryota is not even aware of this. He's oblivious, and the fist crack connects. Ryota is gone. As now Mueza jumping around, dancing. It takes two to tango, and Sans want to ballet his way out of this fight as Octa advances forward. Maybe still chipping the damage. Sans so low, and Onyx rumbling one by one. Kyrie has to survive. The remaining Sky King has to run for the hills as Cerezo chases him down, but the pursuit is over.
Once again, the Sky Kings have to bank on Kyrie to save the game. What a play by Dewa United, and they're gonna get a few turrets off of this one. 11 minutes, but it feels way longer. This battle has gone on for such a long time. Let's take a look at that replay. What happened?
Divergent into the instant pickoff of Ryota. No frontline available, no frontline for the backline member to Sicilian, for the Bruno to allow for the damage. Dewa just went for this messy super fight and it paid off. Maybe got taken out as well, but considering what was, what the context was, there was a value play for Dewa. Now with the control, with 20 seconds to go, they can once again set up for the diversion play, set up for that macro angle. And now if Keyboard wants to try and make a play happen, they're gonna be ready. Much more ready, because they've seen it happen before.
They're gonna set up for the slow push again. This time, I think they're just gonna make it push a bit quicker than the normal slow push. They've set it up and they have a diversion. So it's a forced error again for Onyx. How do they respond? Last time, they got a get out of jail free card with an amazing initiation, amazing pickoff from Keyboy. Can they do it again?
Especially with the flickers down on Octa and Maybe, there is still a window for Onyx to do the same thing. But for now, Dewa are the ones playing it kind of slow. They have to wait it out. But they've seen Kyrie.
Oh, Onyx of Mueza with the Requiem connects, and Onyx again falling like flies left and right. CW stuck in a rock and a hard place as Ray just dances in the back, and Kyrie still surviving for so long. CW gets the shutdown, and the Lord reset. It's a 2-for-2 trade, but who won? Who won?
I think Dewa still has the favor right here.
Oh, the Lord so low again, just dancing! Kyrie gets the kill, or rather the Lord and the kill as well. Mueza gone, and Onyx still clenching their fist and holding to that thin thread.
Oh boy, if Ray was able to secure the kill onto CW there, that was it, that was over. But CW survived with a sliver of HP, and with that, they show the composure. They get the Lord in the midst of the chaotic fight. Now Dewa on the back foot. They've done a defense before, but can they defend now in this later stage with an even stronger Lord? The diversion is available, but Mueza doesn't have the flicker for that surprise play anymore.
This pillar of Onyx just never crumbles. Kyrie at the center of it all, holding the roof from falling, from collapsing. Now Dewa back on the back foot.
The Sky Kings marching to the realm of the gods. The gods, though, still just holding their ground. Turret taken down, Mueza again with a Hail Mary play to the back, but still just dancing around. Onyx with the poke, as able to get down Mueza, but Cerezo chimes forward. The Sans gets the kill, Kyrie as well with the Queller connects, and again, so much damage. Crystal focus, but Sans takes down Maybe, and Ray is going to be the savior, but not for long. The Crystal is in their eyes as Onyx secures their first win in MPL ID Season 15.
The Sky Kings end their 3-match lose streak with a win. 3 weeks. And finally, we get to see that one win for Onyx. 2-1, hard-fought battle up against Dewa United, who pushed them to their limits. And man, I gotta say, Kyrie,
It only took them 2 weeks to finally get a victory, man. Almost a 15-minute game with 15 kills each. If you told me a couple of seasons back, Dewa United were gonna push Onyx to this far, to this limit, no one would have believed you, man. But here we are in season 15.
A phenomenal performance. In that final moment, the composure from Kyrie, again, that Lord fight. The decision to go at it, the decision to stay safe, the only one who really did follow together with, you know, all the other fights that went Dewa's way. And then a very, very good way to end the game here. Forcing the error.
Definitely, man. That was a great moment, but we have to see what the winners finally have to say after 2 weeks.
We're gonna throw it over to the winning interview for the first time. Folks, it's Onyx on stage. For the Moskov, it is a safer choice. Something I expected in the first phase, but you know, they were setting up for the Lucas. So Na'Vi, knowing that there's a Moskov on the enemy team, usually if you want to go up against the Moskov, you go for Bruno, Brody, those two picks, but the Brody very, very susceptible to these kind of heroes like the Chip. You know, he can't really bring Purify there, so yeah, I think the Bruno is the safer option. They can even go Irithel, I think that would be okay. The Beatrix, same problem as the Brody when you're up against the Chip. You can't bring Purify, only Flicker.
Yeah, you don't exactly have a front-to-back guarantee when you're up against the Chip and the Moskov, technically. For Na'Vi, final 2 picks right here, that's gonna be the Bruno. But what will enable the team here, because it can't be just the Phobias, it's gonna be the Badang.
Badang.
Double B.
Oh, what?
Yo, Grok!
So it is a Belleric XP for Reggie against a Phobias. Okay.
When I say Grok, it's Belleric.
It's the same. One's a tree, one's a rock. You know?
That's true.
Pretty similar stuff. Wow. So that's counters the Joy and the Phobias.
And the Badang,
And the Badang. Everybody who wants to initiate, you get rooted up in the roots.
So if you want to talk about that, the front control, no Hylas, no Garotkacha. I mean, the Belleric is one of the only heroes tanky enough to just stand there and take it punishment.
Oh man, but it's an XP. It's not that roll Belleric that we saw at F6. I guess we're just gonna have to figure out what Coach Abil is cooking. What do you guys think? Is it Evos or is it Na'Vi? Because we're getting into the final match of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, into the ladder time we go. Here it is.
Reaches the battlefield.
All right, let's go for the second match of the day, the Belleric pick. This gives me, you know, it is very reminiscent of, you know, when M6 was on the corner. They picked up the Belleric to play against the Joy. It was basically the Tigreal a few moments back, but now the Belleric. It's going to be interesting to see how EVOS will operate behind this Belleric.
Indeed. In theory, the idea has always been to use this Belleric to just zone the whole team. Move the Belleric slowly but surely forward, let him heal up and, you know, deal some damage back with the passive, and then use that control in order to get something. Now with the Chip and the Moskov in the picture, it's looking more like send them the Belleric, and if they take out the Belleric, it's going to take so much time that he on the Chip and Erlan the Moskov should be able to try and get something done, get a SOD or a shortcut play before the Belleric gets taken out. And looking at the emblems right here, there's aggressive mid lane brawl from both teams. The tenacity is on 3 members for Evos. Trying to abuse the change here. No longer does it do damage reduction, it gives you flat stats when you're below 50% HP. So for the Belleric and the Chip, it's a great option for sure. And that's a pull yourself together for Suelo on the Valentina. So expect all the playmaking tools in the game. Cars going for full tankiness as well. So lack of sustain built into his kit. Relying only on the Brave Smite. And X-Magic with the Inspire now. With the mana. But look at this talent prediction.
It's all Evos here, all blue. Only, heck, usually we see one guy go for Na'Vi or the other team. So far, only one guy gave them a single
usually
game. Lim Kocho
Lim Kocho.
has given Na'Vi the game win, one game win. Aether's walking up over the key.
So
No
low.
initiations yet.
Gonna be fine, of course. The shield that the chip does have, Reggie as well walking close. Turtle next on the menu for both teams. Way low has the RWM stolen for him, but Key getting so low with the Void Crystal as well. Reggie jumps into the fray. RWM, but the Wrath of Dryad being popped up. Albert steals, or rather secures the Turtle. SOD misses. And Na'Vi, they want to disengage. EVOS, they are satisfied with what they're able to get.
Yeah. For Evos, it's an all win in the Turtle. Very good maneuvers though from Na'Vi to actually back away. It's he almost shocked me there. I thought he was gonna flicker in. Had to hold my breath for Shive. Great read there to actually stop it.
Wouldn't be surprised if Key makes a moment like that. But this is a weird situation to be in. Key not really having the quote-unquote big moment engage. I think Reggie actually has more to do. Evos are playing the reactive style right here. Just essentially sending... Ooh.
Oh my lord.
Just
There
like
goes
that.
the TP.
They just trusted Key's call. That could have been bad. Hey, okay, I mean, I understand you want to trust your captain. But like, oh, Key.
Key flickers away defensively as well. As Erlan pops the SOD. Might want to move forward. But no, of course, defensiveness is all in his mind.
Great body block, stopping the cannon minion from being taken. So
Yeah.
they've denied Erlan of a cannon minion in the gold lane.
It's not a massive deal, but the gold lane, every bit counts for sure. Right now, due to all the efforts, Shiva is leading, but only by 100 gold. So the game is very much even. Na'Vi successfully staving off the first shortcut play. I think that's something that Evos can read into, right? See how they react to shortcuts. Look at Na'Vi absolutely respecting the potential there. If Evos aren't careful though, like you mentioned, Mirko, they can kind of tunnel into a portal and then get stuck with a big engage coming in from the Phobius or the Badang. So they gotta be a bit careful with that. The calls on when and where to teleport has to be very clear for Evos.
You can definitely see the gamble from Shiva to actually go for the flicker instead of a safe purify to just escape the crash course.
Yeah.
He'll have to be very on point with, when he decides to flicker out. Na'Vi, right now controlling the turtle first, but Reggie's quick to answer there. X-Magic, it's actually a full Na'Vi setup for now.
All four players bar Sive on bottom as well, zoned by Erlan. Erlan can always join the fight, but the RWM pop. Reggie still trying to look for angles for the Wrath of Dryad. Very low, the turtle, and Albert again just secures it for EVOS, and the first blood as well. Hanafi falls, and EVOS bring home all the glory for them.
It took a while for Evos to scratch their way to first blood, but now Sway low!
Like he never left.
Like he left, because it's almost personal. This is my replacement.
Oh man.
X-Magic.
Sway low and actually styling on Na'Vi right now. But yeah, that was a creative approach there with Key going for the flank. And even though Reggie didn't actually land the Wrath of the Dryad onto Aether, it's enough to just push him away far enough for Evos to very comfortably get that neutral objective. And I think soon, if this dominance continues for Evos, they're gonna start moving into the jungle of Na'Vi. Because as long as Reggie isn't really shut down, he just keeps getting tankier and tankier, they can just stand there and actually be such a menacing presence. He's rushed the Radiant Armor as well right now. So against X-Magic and Aether, I think he's more than enough tankability for Evos right now.
I think the big concern for Na'Vi now is the fact that Cars and Aether have been neutralized completely. If they want to jump in, they're going to be caught in the Wrath of the Dryad. This!
Crash course, the shortcut as well, popped. And Na'Vi, they scramble around this purple buff, conceded. All in the hands of EVOS. However, Erlan, down bottom, will be fine.
Yeah. The thing is, right, those two are neutralized, so what do you do at this point? You have to play for Shiva and X-Magic. They go on Key.
Key very low, fist crack, and Key has to flicker back. Of course, backup arrives, but what do they do now? Not for long will they be aggressive. EVOS pull back.
As you mentioned that though, I mean, Shiva has a gigahertz gold advantage. He's taken the turret on the bottom side as well. But as a result, you see Evos have control everywhere else. The fact is that Hanafi has been in the bottom lane so often right now, trying to make sure that their goal laner has a fighting chance at least. Now with the third turtle creeping up, Navi has a limited time, man. Once the new lords come in, they're gonna be forced to indulge in these fights.
Will this be a perfect objective? RWM opened as well. Key has to go back, but Zive gets the kill towards Key. And now, Navi, they are up one player. Turtle going very low. Anafi looks for the engage. The fist crack open towards EVOS, but they're so tanky. Albert with the blast doesn't connect, and he has to fall. The Wrath of Dryad might be too late as Ether is able to steal the turtle, or rather the retribution as well, and Zive gets Reggie, and Navi, they're rolling deep towards EVO's territory.
Elex Magic is throwing back that shade to Sway Low, now recalling on his teammates' corpse. Shive and X Magic, you play for the poke, and then Aether comes in.
That's unfortunate for EVOS, man. They wanted Erlen in that fight, and if he landed the SOD, that could be 2 or 3 kills to his name and the neutral objective, but it doesn't land. Navi did a great job moving away from it. Call it luck, call it predictions, but they're able to actually get the fight. But look at this.
Oh, this is unfair. Cars feels personal.
Oh man, it ain't personal, it's just business, says Key. Aether though, knows there's no Wrath of Dryad. Actually, it wasn't used earlier.
Oh, the damage is insane. Swalo chips down to half HP, so does Reggie. They're gonna be fine.
The macro play still available for EVOs. If they don't get the neutral objectives, they can always just play for the Moskov and the chip.
They're saying Key has a bit of a sentry right there. A bit of a dangerous sentry because he can call the rest of the team back, but no. Gets out of that engagement. Free turret for the side of EVOs. They're using this macro advantage really, really well, man. Pressuring everywhere at the same time. Because they know, I mean, they have the Belleric that's kind of immobile. Just send him in the mid lane and let him come into the TP whenever necessary. He's not really limited by the lack of mobility tool.
Yeah, the only dive that they have or initiator is, well, technically Albert, but I don't think he wants to be initiating with the full damage builds just right now. Key is their only initiation tool, and the initiation isn't like a big stun, it's more of like a TP and we got you, gap closer.
Well, with a Lucas in the jungle, with a Valentina, getting up close and personal like that has a lot of benefits. But look at Navi here, they're just corralling around Shive. Their hope for this game to go into that late game, and it's working out okay. The turret-wise at least, it's still somewhat equal, but here's just where the big fight happens, man. The Lord is so much more important right now, and EVOs and Navi both can't waste this moment.
They're just funneling all their gold to Shive. If you've noticed, even the green camps have been given over to Shive. Funneling for Shive, waiting for Shive to carry the game and to get his power spikes. He's on the way to a Melphic gun, and certainly... Okay, there you go. Perfect. Melphic gun achieved. So has the 3-item power spike of Erlan. It's been taken, and again, Shive again, right? Look, the green caps all going to Shive.
Holy Trinity. Oh, Key from the back! Is able to stun one player, but the fist crack is there. Wrath of Dryad as well. Just taunts them together. Albert pounces forward. The SOD! Erlan from the back! Able to get one kill, but not yet. As Albert wants to advance further, but Swalo will pick up the kill towards Ether. Albert survives with a sliver of HP.
1 HP, just a tickle away from getting taken out. You can see the shove from the base threat. Key utilizing it to actually get back to the Lord.
Well, hang on a second. Erlan now trying to take the Lord from under Navi's noses, and the team is zoning. No jungle, no problem right there. That was a great fight by EVOs, man. No big crowd control, no problem. When it comes in as decisively as that, that's just how EVOs is gonna win this game, man. The chip threat is just way too difficult for Navi to kind of see through, especially with Reggie up close and personal right in front of their faces.
With Erlan attacking from different angles too, that front to back just collapses. So we saw the win condition in Turtle 2, it was, or Turtle 3, sorry. They played around the neutral objective, played it with their range, Shiva and X Magic, and they avoided the Spear of Destruction. If the SOD lands, that's what you can expect. That angle, X Magic poked down, and look at the cut, SOD connecting to, that's a free turret.
Yeah, when Erlan arrives at the crime scene to add insult to injury, Swalo with the Blood Wings as well, defensive stat for him to play a bit more passive as well.
I mean, it's also a lot of aggressive possibilities as well with extra shielding. He can get in deeper into the fight, and technically with the movement speed boost, when the shield gets broken, he can move forward too. Not all defensive.
Might charge. Steal play by Key, still holding to that turret. Navi, RWM popped as well to just poke them back to their base. But the fist crack connects and Key has to bite the bullet for EVOS in that siege.
I think that's still a successful siege though. They lose their hamster in a robot suit, but they get a base turret.
The base turret's definitely value right there. It's not on the side where the Lord is, it's not on the side opposite of where the Lord is, but when you have a chip, when you have a Moskov, it doesn't really matter, right? Which side of the map the base turret is on. Technically, now there's more chance for EVOs to threaten to take that extra base turret in the next engagement, in the next 75 seconds or so. So EVOs, they just keep doing what they're doing right now, pressuring and looking for moments with the chip.
So what do you even have to do, Key? Okay, doesn't go for it, but what do you have to do if you're Navi? That was a stolen purple buff too, by the way. Aether didn't get it. And again, Hanafi, Cars, Aether, they have all been neutralized just by the Belleric. They can't dive.
I mean, they just have to make sure that they play it reactively, and they kind of make sure that the moment Erlan jumps in, they gotta punish him. Although now Erlan has the win of nature, so even doing that is gonna be a bit more difficult. It's all about timing here. Whoever jumps in, they have to make sure they don't really tunnel on bursting down the Belleric or the Chip or the Lucas, right? They have to make sure that they have their sights on Erlan. Because the longer we get into in this game, whichever gold laner survives actually wins it out. So even if Navi and EVOs trade, let's say 2 members for Erlan's life there, as long as that allows Shive to actually stay in the back and output that damage, they can win these fights.
So they need to play a clean front to back. Like a really clean front to back.
A difficult execution.
Yeah.
That's exactly what EVOs has forced them on, because they deny all the big combos.
It's more like, it almost seems impossible over difficult, right? Because there's an SOD, there's a Lucas and a Chip on top of that, where again he can teleport from anywhere in the map. It doesn't need to be in his what's a checkpoint anymore. Call it a checkpoint. And they have macro control, complete macro control. Even if they don't, let's say Erlan misses his SOD, there's a shortcut to bring him in. He has a safety net. That's unfair. You already have a global ult. You have a safety net that's global too.
A lot of safeguards. Just a lot of safeguards for EVOS as Key, look at that, takes the wrap around towards Cars. He might be the victim, but the Flicker defensively, he wants to aggress back to the fighting scene as the RWM popped as well. The Lord getting so low. Cars denied of a possible steal as Erlan now comes and Albert will steal, or rather secure the Lord as now Sive marches forward. This might be the turnaround where Navi is looking for. Reggie goes very low. Immortality popped in Hanafi will secure that last piece of puzzle.
In that team fight, Erlan missed the crucial SOD that would have sent him to the back line. They still got the Lord, but is this a win for Navi?
At this point, they'll take anything they can get. Now with the Lord up, there's a window here that Navi can go and clear it before Reggie and Albert are in the picture. And that's a massive opportunity right here. I think Navi has to try and make something out of it, but you can see Key immediately positioned there to take advantage, to capitalize on any kind of movement from Navi. So they're playing it safe. They're waiting for the Lord to actually get to their base instead of heading out to approach it, and that means that the team is going to be available here. Remember, with the shortcut play, Reggie and Albert are a portal away. Key?
Shortcut the middle, shortcut pop. Reggie as well stunned, locked in place. Hanafi has to go back. The poke from Erlan is insane, and Cars again just falling down. His X-Magic still stationary in his place as the Lord cut down EVOS. Plans foiled.
It ended up working out for Navi. I thought for sure they would actually try to hold in the wave in the bottom lane so that the Lord would just shove in, but instead they shoved it, and it gave a chance for Key to make a play like that, to come in with a shortcut and to give everybody a chance to come back and fight. Aether should be able to deal with this wave together with a Yves. Key again is looking for a shortcut. It's back up on cooldown super quick.
That's a fleeting time doing work, man. Anytime EVOs are able to get even a kill, even an assist onto Key, every single bit will just allow him to reset and do the play even more. So the fact that the chip is the only engage tool for EVOs, they're absolutely recognizing that. And looking at the items built by Key, it's not about tanking, it's about surviving the initial burst. Athena into fleeting time, into the Twilight armor as well. It's all about making sure that initially at least, he's gonna survive long enough.
Rose gold for Erlan. Hanafi stiffen out the hamster in a robot suit. will be forced to back away. But I feel like Evos have not been able to utilize this macro control as much, right? Like they've been going in with the shortcuts as a commitment tool. They have a lure, they have a wave pushing up top, but they don't use the wave up top. They just go for the initiation.
Yeah, the wave, I'd say, is basically their bargaining chip to be able to, again, just contest the objectives, win out the jungle, territories as well. They have so much control over the map so far, and Na'Vi are just sitting ducks waiting for them to engage either in a Lord take or in that base siege.
Both gold laners barefoot already, by the way. They've gone full items, no boots.
And
Just like Onyx.
And they both have the win of nature as well. So, big moments in the next fight for sure. Again, Key was always setting up. Now Erlan actually sticking with the team, possibly bursting down this Lord.
Yeah, Moskov can shred the Lord so fast. Ether, again, putting on his running shoes, wanting to run a marathon against EVOS, in which they want to play the long game over and over again. Key up top is trying to again shove the minion, usher them into the base as Ether pops the electrifying beats. A little bit premature, I'd say. But the Lord resets back. Key comes from the back, and there he goes with his buddies, his best buddies. SOW connects, rather SOD, but no, EVOS, they don't want to take that hitchhike ride. Key from the back as well. Erlan still dancing. Key stuck in that rock, but Reggie comes with the ultimate. Ether unable to move, but still able to run as Albert will eat him from the inside. Erlan again with the damage. So much damage in the back though. Sive taken down alongside his teammates. It's just Hanafi having to defend his base. He will be past tense.
Just collapsed on, dominated in that team fight. Evos wanted a brawl and they roared into the scene.
Oh man, with all the macro tools, Evos still take it onto their own hands to go for the fights, to go for the engages there. Na'Vi tried their best to weather the storm, but at that point, there was just too much momentum behind Evos, and they just got steamrolled right over.
Well played to Key again, finding the angle finally. I think at first he was like, all right, there's a slow push here, not dealing with it. Maybe I could shortcut the team to end the game because they're over at the Lord. But then he noticed, you know what, Hanafi is here, not Bruno, not anyone with real mobility. So might as well just teleport there, get the man advantage, and fight that 4v5. Worked out perfectly, and Mr. Swaylo has the first laugh in the battle against this X team.
Styling on the Valentina right here. It's subtle, but I bet if you look at the numbers here, the damage definitely is relevant for that Valentina.
Eve comes to mind, and yeah, they do ban the Eve out just to deny Swaylo of also a very strong pick in the Eve. So again, Na'Vi trying to throw the pressure, but then EVOS.
Yeah, respect to Cars.
Yeah,
with
Cars is
the
power pick as well.
Yeah, Cars' most favorite pick so far this season. So Phobius and Edith, they are shutting Cars down. Are they gonna ban Badang next?
They can go for a Badang pick as well, I think. If they really want to. I don't think it really it's a bad pick with this composition. But again, there's always that lingering question of the chip here for Na'Vi in particular. So, I don't know.
Who said there are no
Chip.
There you go.
Yeah.
literally invented
We respect the chip. It has been haunting them in game number 1 on how insane Key was able to operate behind the chip. Now last ban for EVOS.
Oh man, I don't know. For Na'Vi, if they don't pick up, or if Evo's ban out the Badang, I think this sets up for a perfect Tigreal game, you know? Like, the Nolan's gonna struggle. The Gatot, they're gonna get locked in. There you go, Badang ban. Sets up for an Evo's full team fight composition. And they love team fighting. You saw it from game 1.
Well, technically now, Na'Vi has more AoE to work with from the Gatot and the Chushin. I don't know though, I mean, it's gonna be mobility versus mobility for the most part in these fights. So crowd control, I think, becomes such a valuable resource. I feel like both teams could use a bit more.
I think Shiva's gotta go Moskov here. They do go Moskov. Last pick for Na'Vi will be their XP laner, I believe. Evos can go for Tigreal, but with the Moskov, I think it'll make it a bit more difficult. You want to shut down the Nolan purely? Oh, can they go Cho? Oh, for the Nolan.
Yeah, key on the Cho, definitely not a bad idea at all. Yeah, Cho Aurora. Cho Aurora here. So more AoE, more crowd control, great options for Evos here. We haven't seen the Aurora as often, but it's still very good, especially against a team that wants to go in like this. It is also the secondary counter. Usually if the Yeeve isn't available against the Tushin, the Aurora is a great alternative. Final pick though for Na'Vi. So many things to be doing here. Frontline, crowd control, no Budang, no Edith.
Man, it's a tough one. I think they might have to flex the Gatot into XP.
They need someone to feel for the backline as well, because Evos have so much power to either dive you like front to back as well. Burst
Glue?
damage still available.
They can go Minsathar, no? They just got buffed. Is it too risky though? There's so many dashes. I thought, Harith, Joy, they might just lock them down. But no, they go for the safer choice, I would say. But yeah, the Minsathar was something that was recently buffed too in the patch.
Hilda against the CC though. I mean, Hilda just out-sustains a lot of things, especially in the early game. And now I'm really concerned about the lack of crowd control. For Na'Vi, they're engaged looking like a lift from the Tushin, an AOG, or the Moskov landing a Spear of Misery. All very unreliable against all of the dashes available for the side of Evos.
Evos, lineup rating and the counter index favors them, and every person, every caster has predicted 2-0 for Evos except for Lim Kocho. Na'Vi, against all odds, can they do it? Can they first force a Game 3 by equalizing here in the Land of Dawn? We shall see.
A win seems too far for Na'Vi, but they can start now and trying to force a game number 3. But for Evos, it's all about wrapping the game quick to bring home the 2-0.
They can definitely snowball out of control right here. In the early game though, watch for those skirmishes. I feel like Evos have the pickup potential in the skirmishes, but if it goes drawn out, Gatot and Hilda, this is exactly the strategy that was just so prevalent right now. It's just the two frontline strat with good sustain as well.
By the way, Reggie needs to make sure he doesn't fall behind. Because if he does fall behind, this is an easy itemization game for Na'Vi. They can just play for magic defense and win out team fights, I believe. Athena Shield should be enough for the first skirmishes.
Definitely. Looking at the rest of the emblems though, it's a full tank Gatot, but it's also a full mobility X magic on the Tushin with the Wilderness Blessing and the agility. Going with the Brave Smite, not the focusing mark we saw from Sans just earlier. And that's a... Oh, hang on a second.
Oh, this fight. Key having to lock down Hanafi. First blood secured by Key, the captain. Again, arriving in the nick of time as Albert has to run back, and Ether gets the fracture towards Key. 1-for-1 trade.
I think it actually favors Na'Vi. It's Aether who got the kill. Meanwhile, for Evos, it was Key.
Yep. Alright, so a bit of a miscalculation there. I think Key thought he was going to be able to at least dash out of there, get out unscathed. But earlier, I do believe Erlan was running the pull yourself together for the increased cooldown for that Purify. So great amount of respect here for the potential of Na'Vi to try and lock him down. But you can see Na'Vi doing a lot better right here. That Hilda presence is definitely a factor here if you look at the top side of the map.
It will mean, though, that he will take a bit longer to complete his items. Key?
Oh my god! Two-man knock-up and no follow-up, so lucky for Na'Vi. They're able to run back with the Lord Key. He wanted to make it happen, but no follow-up whatsoever.
Interesting. I thought Evos would be the one to try and make something happen right there. But I guess they understood that Na'Vi have that Hilda as a big issue there. It can stop the farming patterns of Albert. It's a big problem, sustaining from all the damage as well. Might as well wait for a couple more item power spikes before going for more attempts on pickoffs. And technically, when the team isn't really gathered together in a neutral objective, that's where Key can do his best work.
Artist prediction says Evos 83%. Oh, so far it's also just the better prior that they have, right? In mid and in XP. That's the downside of picking up a Cho. If you don't have level 4 at Turtle 1, you can't really force the issue. Taunted!
Taunt is Key again. Hailstone Blast just to try to zone out the players of Na'Vi. As they move back, EVOS unscathed.
That's a, bold moves here by Key there. One wrong move, he's kind of dashing out of danger, but look at this, whoa.
Oh, Zaman 4, Sive still able to abyss walk his way back to the turret. Key, so low, under threat, and there goes the SOD, and X-Magic will punch the clock and take Key's name as Reggie able to trade one back. It's 1-for-1, but Edelan dive down bottom, Purify open, and Edelan can't go anywhere. Locked in place, locked in time.
Na'Vi looking clean this game, making the right decisions even after what we saw with the trade there. Na'Vi committed down below, and you can see the new battle emotes for MPL ID.
Alas.
Wow, these are some really, really nice ones. Go ahead, check them out.
With that chain of events though, I think Shive definitely benefited a lot taking some of the tower gold. Reggie was able to actually secure a kill, but he wasn't able to secure a lot of that tower gold. Look at Cars though.
Nice, dived upon. Vengeance popped prematurely as a defensive mechanism, but now EVOS short one spell.
The rotations from Na'Vi here are really setting the tone for EVOS. They're kind of winning in the lanes individually, but they're losing out due to all these big roams and sustaining the early game. Second turtle at this point, and EVOS doesn't really seem to be in position, but they're rotating.
Turtle solo again. Here comes Sive to the fray. He goes again. The knockback is there. Albert steals the turtle again. Zaman Force pop as AOG defensively to the back. Edelan able to eat cars for dinner. As Na'Vi, they retreat.
The Tigers wait in the early game, and then they pounce on their prey when they see it's a good time to. That's EVOS in that turtle fight. Turtle 1, they knew they didn't have their power spikes just yet, and now
Another dive.
Pouncing and pouncing non-stop.
Oh, here comes X-Magic with the Crimson Beacon. Not enough damage though, as Edelan again with the Synchro Fission and the Chrono Dash again. So much shielding for the Hereth.
That's great respect by EVOS to back out. X-Magic though, taking very low. At what cost though?
Oh, the conceal again, just on the key and plays, and the kick towards the backline, but Ether just causing havoc towards Swaylo. Sive as well re-aggresses a double kill for Swaylo, but at what cost?
Ends up being a total of Reggie. Almost a surprise, it might be pinned.
Oh, he's pinned down. Vengeance again popped. The curtain's call. Again, just trying to tie Cars and Sive together.
A chaotic battle, and Na'Vi come out on top against the Pouncing Tigers. EVOS lose out again, and the gold lead has swung back to Na'Vi.
Just feels like Na'Vi just makes the move first, and EVOS are the ones trying to react to it. And that's just not how they want to do things, right? Especially with Swaylo on the Aurora. Reactionary moves here. It's going to be difficult to land your crowd control because everything's on a delay. The Gust, the Frigid Glacier, there's a lot of ways that Na'Vi can kind of play around that. So EVOS, they got to pick and choose their battles here, especially with Swaylo in the calculations. With 10 seconds to go, Na'Vi, they can play this long-range game.
This is the thing about the Hereth, right? Usually why you go for Bargain Hunters, because you're not a normal marksman. Marksmen have a better time at farming, looking for angles to farm. Hereth is more team fighting, so you go for the Bargain Hunter so you can escape the laning phase ASAP. Great move by X-Magic there to escape, but you escape the laning phase quick and you get your items quick. But Erlan, I don't think he has the power spike just yet, so he has to wait a bit longer because of the pull yourself together over the Bargain Hunter.
He's joining the fights. AOG to the back, Swaylo knocked up with the key, but rather the key going for the kick, and the Frigid Glacier is good. As EVOS able to pick up 2 kills. Sive joins the fight, but he is too late, too little too late, as Reggie chips down lower, and now Key might fish for an angle, but the turtle in the hands of Na'Vi. They don't want to slam. Albert again with the retry steals the turtle.
Never try Tao Retry, Albert the baby alien. 50-50s are 100-0 to this man.
It's looking kind of difficult for EVOS with their HP bars being so low. But when Albert is full HP, no pressure on him right there. No crowd control tools available as well. It's a pure 50-50, and Key,
so aggressive again, Key. Just spacing out the players of Na'Vi, making them run on their toes.
And again, we see the lead for Shive continue to grow. This is what I'm talking about for the Hereth and the pull yourself together choice, Arashi. You see the like you usually see Hereth have an instant impact as we get to like minute 6, minute 7. but so far Erlan hasn't really been able to do so.
And he was targeted as well in the previous team fight as well. So even though Evos has an advantage technically and they're still doing okay, they have to remember that in the late game, it's all about the goal laners, right? Albert can scale, Albert can do a lot of damage, but he won't be able to out-damage Shive in the late game. But look at this, whoa! Aggressive moves.
Quite underwhelming, right? That damage from the Heron.
For now, at least.
now. Hito.
The way of the dragon, Hanafi stop! And there goes the combo! Aurora Cho as Albert with the electrifying beats running back to the backline. Ether has to eat all the damage as X-Magic also will retreat back to the base.
It's all on the back of a kick now from Key. If he gets a kick, it's goodbye to anyone without Purify. Even Hanafi, that's the tankiest guy on Na'Vi.
Fortunately for Na'Vi, they do have 2 Purifies, so targets are kind of slim actually for Evos. But knowing Key, he will find Ether. He will find ways to get him all the way in the back right there. Now though, with the setup on the bottom lane, rotations to the top side, this is where the real deal is. The Lord, the First Lord, has been so impactful in today's matches. Let's see what both teams have in store right here.
In their eyes, it's Na'Vi. You don't want to let this slip, but again, just trying to rearrange the lanes. Lane assignments being worked on by Evos. Key again, being that main player to zone out the players of Na'Vi. So now they have the comfort of trying to run down the Lord Erlan as well from behind with the Zaman Force pop. Then they get it all for themselves. Cars next on the chopping block, but no, they can't advance further. The Hilda is tanky.
Just really well played from Evos. They know they have the team fight. Well, the pickoff presence, whoever walks up, Hanafi, Cars, yeah, the respect from Hanafi goes straight to the AOG as he sees Key. That's the respect from this pickoff, Cho Aurora.
He just nopes out of there. Ooh, Ether. Man, Albert does so much damage at this point. Only 2 items, by the way. Only the Starlium and the Holy Crystal. It's just Joy being Joy, being used by a highly mechanical jungler. But in that previous fight, I mean, even if Ether 4-0 and 3 is gonna try and find something, the fact that Key was right up in his face, finds him in the midst of that jungle dance around, it's just difficult, man. Now we have to find ways to kind of stop Key or distract him, because otherwise, Ether just isn't gonna have any presence.
Yeah, the Nolan is much more of a, follow-up hero as well when it comes to damage. You are there to clean up. You're not there to start the fight. Unlike a Joy, who can do both. Player head-to-head, Shive versus Erlan. We spoke about this, and so far, despite despite Erlan winning the game, Shive is winning the 1v1 duel.
As well. The game isn't winning on a 1v1 basis, though. Look at Evos already gathering around to try and get more advantage from this Lord, and they will be able to at least get the base tower passive, I think.
They should be able to charge as well. Oh, boom! He gets it. Boom.
Will charge forward, and the Lord no more.
Whoa.
But again, Cars so low. Oh my god, Alberto! An assassination towards Cars. Probably their tankiest member just yet, as Key has to run and evacuate himself from that lantern flare. He's gonna be fine.
Oh man, Cars on the Hilda. We've seen it twice now. This being the second. It has not been kind to Cars. 0-4-0. Not a single score on the board, not a single kill or assist.
No teamfight participation is what you're looking for there, Mirko. And I mean, right now for Na'Vi, again, there's the issue of the front line not being tanky enough, because now Albert has just finished earlier the Wishing Lantern. He's doing max HP damage. So Na'Vi, Cars, the moment they get kicked, it's good night immediately. Erlan only on the Holy Crystal right now, but that's a massive power spike already. So pick-off-wise, I think Evos are approaching their strongest point. At this point, Na'Vi needs to be very, very careful. But with 25 seconds to go for the next Lord, I feel like Evos will be looking for something before that even begins.
With the Rose Gold Meteor for Shive, it's a way to deal with, some of the damage, but...
Wow. The damage,
Is that a
Key.
mix? Aether and Shive? Actually, now looking at it, yeah, Na'Vi, if Evos are very magic damage reliant, Na'Vi are purely physical. I don't think X-Magic has enough damage to really, be a crazy threat to any of the members of Evo. So, based on the builds, yeah, Evos are sticking to physical.
Okay, whoa.
With the kick towards the back, Albert wants to pop the ult as well. As Cars goes down, Hanafi with the Revitalize. Will it save him? Not for long, but the AOG will. Right towards Reggie in his face as Reggie wants to yo-yo him down, but no. Hanafi still alive. Lord in their fingertips. Evos, grab it.
It's a great move by Evos there. Not really breathing too hard for the kills, knowing that the Lord is what they're after. They are not allowing Na'Vi to utilize this Moskov macro presence at all. At every single turn, every single neutral objective, they get the wave shoved in, they force Shive up there, and then they start a fight, a pick-off, or they rush down the Lord before anything can happen. And that's because they do have an abundance of damage right now. It is exactly what's allowing them to force the hand of Na'Vi again and again. And they just don't have enough damage or tankiness to match up to Evos right now, so they're forced to play the siege game. But even in the late game, sieging with Attrition, not ideal, man. The only real clear they have is Shive on the Moskov.
Yeah, defending with a Shusen, right? It's very hard to deal with a siege. Yeah, they don't have wave clear here. They have a Moskov, that's it. The Moskov is pretty good, but then it's more of a team fight composition, even with the Hilda. And the Hilda can't even zone anymore.
Yeah, here comes the Lord, charging and marching into the doorsteps of Na'Vi. They have to hold this. Oh my god! Key again with the initiation, as now Erlan will just dance on the corpses of Na'Vi. SOD and TV will jump in with the spears, and now X-Magic coming in to try to push Evos away. Na'Vi, they hold on. They're able to defend their base.
Shive is keeping this boat afloat. Wow, Shive dodging away from Erlan and then making that play happen, but it really feels like this is just delaying the inevitable.
It really feels like it's a matter of time right now. The longer the game goes, yes, Shiva will have damage, but that's also more time for Reggie on the CC to scale up. More time for Sway Low on the Aurora to eventually get to a point where getting caught in that frigid glacier is an immediate death sentence. That's finally the final item completed for Shiva, the Malefic Gun. It's got to give him some more range to work with right here. And to his credit, Evos are a pretty short-range team at this point, but you can see how fast Key can close the distance. Look at the damage!
Ah, there goes the hypothermia! Frozen to death as Hanafi has to evacuate again with the AOG as Reggie leads the charge towards the turret so deep. But Evos, they will put their hands on the trigger and possibly end this game. Na'Vi, they have to hold with all their remaining lives. And Key goes in with the kick again. The frigid glacier over the frosty breeze as well connecting. And the crystal is in their sights. Ether will run, but where will he evacuate to? As Evos are on a witch hunt. Ether is just prey in the eyes of the predator. And Ether will run, but not for long as the minions march into the base.
I don't think it'll be enough for Aether. He tried all that he could. There's one minion in the mid lane.
Ah, they're gonna end this once and for all. Erlan is got like an Evo strike with the 2-0. The White Tigers pounds.
2-0 clean sweep. And to this day, Na'Vi. Oh, Swaylo!
Swaylo!
Woo! A shot to the winless Na'Vi. From Swaylo! Oh my goodness! You didn't have to do him like that, Swaylo!
Swaylo, the absolute mad lad, immediately with the taunt.
Is this personal?
It's a spicy first debut for Swaylo right here. The in-game performance is solid. The out-game performance even better. What a moment for Evos.
What a shot! Literally taking a shot at Na'Vi. He took his time too. He walked up, aimed, and then shot. Oh man, this interview is gonna be fun.
He savored the moment for sure, dude.
Ooh, Na'Vi 0-5. Another loss to add to the lose streak. Now 5-match lose streak.
Wow, wow, wow. Halo, he took his time walking in the faces of Na'Vi. But again, this game was almost flawless for Evos.
This is way too much damage to be walking up like that. Na'Vi, I mean, they were trying to find something, anything, because they knew with the waves coming in, it was just going to be a roll coming through by Evos.
We're all excited for this one. Let's throw it to the winner interview. Swaylo, what do you have to say to your former team?
Hivos keras memukul Navi dengan 2-0. Woohoo! Member baru nih.
Halo.
Halo Swelo, muncul di match yang tentunya mungkin emosional juga dong buat kamu. Melawan sang mantan. Apa tuh tadi artinya begini?
Artinya yang sudah boleh pulang.
Ya sudah boleh
Ya,
pulang.
sesimpel itu.
Sesimpel itu.
Iya.
2-0 nih. Kamu bermain dengan melawan mantanmu di match pertamamu. Ada Cars yang masih tertinggal di sana. Gimana untuk match kali ini?
Untuk match kali ini kayaknya Coach Raiden kurang kasih motivasi sih.
Oh.
Ya. Terus kayak pergantian namanya kayak kurang. Padahal kan udah enak tuh Far the King Has Fallen kan itu. Iya kayak kurang gitu waktu ganti Raiden gitu.
Jadi malah langsung ke Raiden-nya nih ya?
Tipis.
Gara-gara Feng Shui namanya kurang gitu?
Iya.
Oke, tapi gimana dengan kamu memenangkan 2-0, Cars yang tertinggal di sana dan sekarang keadaannya lagi nggak baik-baik aja nih, Swaylo?
Nggak kaget.
Oh, nggak kaget?
Iya.
Kan katanya Kak Far nggak ini, nggak namanya. Mungkin kamu ingin memberikan semangat kepada Cars, kawanmu yang tertinggal?
Wow.
Waduh, wow. Ini nih ya, emang bener-bener keras nih. Tapi happy gak sih kamu membawa kemenangan yang cukup mutlak 2-0?
Ya happy banget lah, apalagi kan ya di member baru di EVOS kan, ya berharapnya kedepannya ya bisa konsisten dan membawa EVOS lebih jauh gitu aja.
Membawa EVOS lebih jauh. Kamu menggantikan King Nat, kok udah sungkem dulu belum sama sang King?
Kebetulan udah dikasih mandat sih. Jadi Swelo week 3 kamu bermain, udah langsung.